So I know I haven't posted much in the way of updates, but it's been a little crazy since I got here. So I figured I'd do a quick video so I can kind of answer a couple of questions people keep asking me, including the all important one, which is what's your typical day like? So I wake up pretty early nowadays. I don't know why. Even if I go out at night, I tend to get up by like 8:30, 9 at the latest. And maybe that has something to do with, I guess, the weather and how it is here. I've managed to square away just about everything major that needs to be done, except I need to fly to New Orleans next week to present myself to the consulate there so that I can get my visa stamped for my residency, which was approved, but I have to now, the first part of the finalization is I have to be in the US to do that at the consulate. So I have to jump over there, do that, and then I can come back here and then get my final, like basically a green card. That's what it amounts to. It's your national ID card here. So that's for next week. And then I still don't have my furniture from the US, which is scheduled to arrive the ship is scheduled to dock on the 23rd. At that point, it'll still have to get through customs. It's a container on a big cargo ship. So it'll probably take a week after that. So I'm shooting for Halloween as to having furniture. In the meantime, I've been doing some of the stuff I needed to do. I bought a couch, a washer and dryer, a refrigerator, an air fryer, a microwave, and I've got some other stuff from Amazon that's on the way. That stuff takes a little while to get here. It's not next day delivery. So curtains, curtains really needed. And curtain rods and some stuff like that. So, but anyway, so here's a tour. This is basically the living room, right? And as you can see, Zoe sleeping on the floor as usual. There is a couch, and that's about it. And for right now, that's actually where I sleep because obviously I don't have my bedroom furniture either. So here's Bob Marley, who was like a freak thing. I happened to be in a bar and after the first week I was here, and just by coincidence, they were having some kind of veterans get together thing for a society they have called Veterans in Paradise. And they were giving away raffle stuff. I didn't even have to buy a ticket. It was free. They gave it to me, and I won the Bob Marley painting. So pretty cool. This is my kitchen. Small, but totally works for me. It's a little messy still, but basic stuff is in here. The ubiquitous water cooler here. This is my laundry room, washer and dryer. Doing laundry right now, so that's why the door is closed because it gets really hot in there. And fridge. This is the hallway. This is the second bedroom of the house, and with built-in cabinets and its own ensuite bath. This room has basically not seen much use to this point, as you can imagine, especially since there's no furniture in it. Mini split in here, and then go down this way. This is the half bath, guest bath, whatever you want to call it. Same motif. And then my messy room, which I'm in the middle of doing laundry and still trying to sort out clothes here. So I have closet space in here, which I ordered a bar for to be hung up in there, some sink area, and my shower and toilet are in here, right? So that's the gist of the inside of the house. This slider obviously goes out to the pool area. What else? That's my internet right there, which I have nothing to put it on yet. Which is surprisingly fast nowadays here, because in the past when I used to come here, it was terrible, but I actually get like close to 400 kilobit per second internet speed downstream and like 200 going up. So that's actually pretty damn good. I did buy this furniture for out here So I do have some chairs and a table out here. So you can see it was kind of windy last night. So everything's kind of blown over. So he likes to hang out on this couch. It's my swimming pool. It's my favorite spot. And I did buy a couple of chaises to put out here, lay in the sun too. This is the fence to keep Zoe in the yard. She already has escaped once. Fortunately, they just scanned the bite tag on her collar and they got my phone number and they called me. I was searching all over the place for her. She was all the way out by the entrance of the community, which is like more than a kilometer walk from my house. So what's my typical day like? So my typical day is I wake up, feed Zoe, bring her outside. She doesn't like to stay outside that much in the morning. She prefers to stay inside. And then usually if it hasn't rained the night before, what I do is I water the plants. As you can see, that's going to be kind of crucial. They plant all these. I'm going to have them come and put a couple more in. But these that you see with the flowers along the fence actually grow really quickly, and they'll grow to as much as like 8-9 feet high. So the key is to get those growing, because that's your privacy, right? Once those are all grown, so you can see a little bit if over here, the ones that are most advanced are over here in the corner, and you can see they're already over the top of the fence. So you get those to grow, then you have privacy. So my first thing to do is tend to water them, because although I pay some guys to clean the pool and do the landscaping maintenance, they cut this grass about once every 2 weeks, and they do water. They don't really water enough unless you're getting good rain. So I try to do that in the morning if it didn't rain the night before. After I do that, I tend to go inside and have some coffee and some breakfast and that sort of thing. And then depending on the day, usually I try to go to the gym right around noon. And the gym's about a kilometer walk from where my house is, and since I still don't have any sort of vehicle, I'm thinking a scooter is on the agenda within like a week. I walk the 1 kilometer to the gym, which, as you can imagine, in 90 plus degree heat is no picnic. And then I work out at the gym for like an hour, and then I walk back the kilometer from the gym. So I'm certainly getting a lot of good exercise, and that sort of thing. So and then once I do that, I come back here, jump in the shower real quick, and then I basically head to the pool. And so that's my typical afternoon, unless I have other errands to run. Like I've got somebody who can take me to the grocery store and stuff. I pay him some money and he waits for me and I go grocery shopping. But unless I have stuff like that to do, my afternoon is basically goof off, do some laundry, clean up, and hang around the pool for 2+ hours listening to music and stuff like that. You can see the house that's behind mine, which is a very beautiful house. I met him. He is also American and he lives here full time as well, he and his wife. Very nice gentleman from Vancouver, Washington. And then some people over here who are Dominican own that house. And then the furthest away house down there is usually rented out as an Airbnb. This person also owns their house, but you don't know that they're here full time because I often see it empty. Then I've got an empty lot on either side of me, which at some point I guess will be built up. In the meantime, it's a little annoying because it's a source of bugs. And this is, obviously the way out through the fence. Over here, the little closet that's over here, people have that down here, that's called a cuarto bamba, which basically is your utilities closet for all intents and purposes. So the pool filter's in there. There's gas cylinders for the gas stove and for my hot water heater. The hot water heater's in there, stuff like that. So, everything here kind of goes in this closet, which is usually right outside your house, is where you find it. So eventually what I'd like to do is, do a little landscaping here. That one tree that they put in was dead by the time I moved in here. Well, it had like 2 leaves left on it, but it was basically dead. So I just decided it was foregone conclusion that it needed to be replaced. And then we'll try to keep these other ones going, but I'd like to do a little something maybe here to make this a little bit more decorative around this area, whether it's with some white stone or whatever. And then I'm thinking about potentially putting in what they call a jacuzzi here. It's basically like the kind of hot tub you see on a ship or something like that, right? So you put another, it looks like a pool, except it's about the size of a hot tub, and usually you sink it halfway into the ground kind of thing, but it's raised up above where the level of the pool deck is. So I'm thinking about maybe that would go here. And then, and that's the major stuff for now. So see if I can get furniture and get things going. But anyway, that's the update.